Let me be blunt. Most men over 40 are getting fragrance completely wrong. Not slightly wrong, completely wrong. They either spray way too much and choke the room, they wear a scent that doesn't fit the occasion at all, or they don't wear anything and miss one of the easiest ways to elevate their presence. All three are mistakes. And the problem is, nobody ever taught us how fragrance is supposed to be used. We were told, this smells good. We were never told, this is when you wear it, this is how you wear it. So men guess. They overspray before events, they wear heavy winter scents in summer, they wear gym-fresh aquatics to formal dinners, or they stop wearing fragrance entirely because they think it's complicated, unnecessary, or too flashy. Here's the truth. Fragrance is not decoration. It's part of your presentation as a man. Just like your shoes, just like your haircut, just like the fit of your clothes. It's invisible, but incredibly powerful. People may forget what you wore, they never forget how you smelled. And when you get it right, you don't just smell good, you smell appropriate, intentional, refined. Today, I'm going to simplify this completely. No confusion, no fragrance snob language, no overwhelming lists. Just a clear, practical guide. What to buy, when to wear it, and how to apply it properly. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how many fragrances you actually need, which types to own, and how to use them like a man who understands style, not like a teenager with a spray bottle. This is the only fragrance guide you'll ever need. Let's get into it. Before we talk about specific fragrances, you need to understand something most men never learn. Fragrance is not just about smelling good. It's about smelling right for the environment you're in. And this is where almost everyone makes mistakes. You buy a great perfume, expensive, popular, highly rated. You wear it everywhere. Summer, winter, office, date, wedding. And you wonder why sometimes it feels perfect and other times it feels suffocating, irritating, or like it disappears in minutes. That's not the fragrance's fault. That's a seasonal mismatch. Here's the rule no one tells men. Fragrances are not universal. They are seasonal tools. Just like you wouldn't wear a wool coat in July or linen in December, you cannot wear the same scent all year and expect it to perform the same way. Fragrances are generally split into two major categories: warm weather scents and cold weather scents. Warm weather fragrances are built for heat. They are lighter, fresher, airier. You'll notice notes like citrus, aquatic, green leaves, light florals, soft woods. These scents are designed to lift off the skin gently. They refresh. They don't attack the nose. In hot weather, scent molecules travel faster. So if you wear something heavy in heat, it becomes loud, sharp, and unpleasant very quickly. This is why some men smell amazing in winter and unbearable in summer without realizing it. Now let's talk about cold weather fragrances. These are richer, deeper, stronger. Notes like wood, spice, amber, vanilla, leather, tobacco, sweetness. These scents are designed to push through cold air, because in cold temperatures, scent stays closer to the skin. It doesn't project easily. So these fragrances are built heavier on purpose. They are meant to surround you like a warm jacket. They project more. They last longer. They feel comforting in cool air. But here's the problem. When you wear these in summer, they suffocate people around you. The same scent that feels warm and attractive in winter becomes sticky, cloying, and overwhelming in heat. And the opposite is also true. Those fresh, citrus, aquatic summer scents, they disappear in cold weather. You spray it, walk outside in winter, and it's gone in minutes, because those fragrances were never designed to survive cold air. This is why matching the season matters, not because of fashion, but because of chemistry. Temperature changes how fragrance behaves on your skin. So if you've ever thought, why can't I just wear whatever I like whenever I like? Now you know. You can, but it won't perform properly. and it won't smell the way the perfumer intended. Once you understand this one rule, you stop wasting money on fragrances that don't work, and you start using them correctly. And suddenly, you always smell right for the moment. Before you buy another bottle, you need to understand what those letters on the front actually mean. EDT, EDP, Parfum. Most men see them and ignore them, but they change everything about how a fragrance performs. EDT, eau de toilette, is lighter. It usually lasts around 3 to 5 hours. It projects quickly, feels airy, and works beautifully in warm weather. EDP, eau de parfum, is stronger. It lasts 5 to 8 hours. Richer, deeper, more noticeable. Parfum is the most concentrated, heavier, denser, longer lasting, 8 hours or more on the skin. But here's something most men don't know. If 2 bottles have the same name, one EDT and one EDP, they are often completely different scents. Not stronger, different. Different notes, different balance, different feel. You should treat them like 2 separate fragrances. Now let's talk about something practical. Building a fragrance wardrobe. And no, this doesn't mean owning 20 bottles. You can build a smart, versatile collection with as little as 1 or 2. You just need strategy. Because you don't want to be the man wearing a loud, sweet, vanilla-heavy fragrance at the gym. That's how fragrance goes from attractive to uncomfortable. So let's start simple. If you own only 1 fragrance, it must be fresh and versatile. Something clean, something safe, something that works in almost every environment. Because it's far better to smell clean everywhere than to smell heavy and wrong in the wrong place. Ask yourself, why would you want to smell seductive in a business meeting? Why would you want to smell edible while working out? Fresh fragrances are perfect for beginners. They're universally liked. They're hard to overdo. They fit almost every situation. Great examples? Bleu de Chanel EDP, Dior Sauvage EDT, Prada L'Homme. You cannot go wrong with any of these. Now, if you own 2 fragrances, this is where things get interesting. You separate day and night, warm weather and cold weather. You keep your fresh, versatile scent, and you add a warm, deeper, sweeter fragrance for evenings and winter. Because in cold air, those rich notes come alive, and on a date, do you want to smell forgettable or warm, inviting, and memorable? This is where winter fragrances shine. Now let's go one step further, the essential 5. These are the 5 types of fragrances every man over 40 should own. Not brands, types. And once you have these 5 categories covered, you're prepared for any situation in your life. Let's break them down. The first fragrance every man over 40 must own is what I call the Fresh Daily Driver. This is not the exciting bottle. This is not the seductive date night scent. This is the one you will wear more than anything else you own. Your default, the fragrance you reach for without thinking. Office, weekends, errands, lunch with friends, daytime meetings. This is the scent that represents you most of the year. And it must be fresh but not boring, clean but still interesting. Because fresh doesn't mean weak, and clean doesn't mean forgettable. It means appropriate, polished, effortless. These fragrances are built around notes that work beautifully in warm weather and close environments. You'll typically see citrus notes like bergamot, lemon, grapefruit. Aquatic notes that feel airy and light. Green or herbal touches that add sophistication. These notes lift off the skin gently. They don't overwhelm people. They don't announce your presence loudly. They create a subtle aura that says, "This man takes care of himself." And that's exactly what you want in daily life. This is what you wear from March through October. This is what you wear to the office, to the store, to casual daytime settings. Because in heat and humidity, fresh fragrances perform exactly as they should. They refresh the air around you instead of suffocating it. This is also why this fragrance is non-negotiable. If you only ever buy one bottle, this is the category it must fall into. Why? Because it's far better to smell clean everywhere than to smell intense in the wrong place. And the best part? Fresh fragrances are hard to mess up. They are universally liked. Safe for beginners, safe for professionals, safe in close quarters. Some of the best examples of this category are Bleu de Chanel EDP, Dior Sauvage EDT, Prada La Homme, Acqua di Gio Profumo. These are called mass appealing for a reason. They simply work. You will get compliments, but more importantly, you will never make anyone uncomfortable. Bottom line? This will be your most worn fragrance, your signature in warm weather, your everyday presence in a bottle, and it's absolutely non-negotiable. The second fragrance every man over 40 must own is completely different from the fresh daily driver. This is your warm evening scent, your date night scent, your dinner scent, your cold weather presence. This fragrance is not meant to be worn casually during the day. It's designed for moments when you want to be remembered. Warm, sophisticated, deep. Because in cold weather and evening air, light fresh scents disappear, but warm fragrances come alive. These scents are built around notes that feel rich and inviting. Woods like cedar and sandalwood, spices like cardamom and pepper, sweet notes like vanilla and tonka bean. But here's the key. Depth matters, not sugar overload. You don't want to smell like dessert, you want to smell warm, masculine, and intriguing. This is what you wear from October through March. Evenings only. Dates, dinners, social events, gatherings. Because this is where these fragrances perform beautifully. In cool air, these notes project gently and last for hours. They create a scent trail that feels comforting and magnetic when someone is close to you. This is the fragrance someone remembers after a hug, the one they think about later. Some of the best examples of this category: Dior Homme Intense, Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, Tom Ford Ombre Leather, Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme. These fragrances are rich without being childish, powerful without being loud. Bottom line, this is the fragrance that makes you memorable. The third fragrance every man over 40 should own is what I call the office professional. And this one requires restraint. Because not all workplaces are fragrance-friendly. And even when they are, you never want to be the man people can smell from 3 cubicles away. This category is not about projection. It's not about compliments. It's about subtlety. Clean, soft, professional. A fragrance that sits close to the skin and creates a quiet impression. Because in professional environments, your goal is not to be noticed for your scent. It's to be respected for your presence. These fragrances are usually built around very safe, refined notes. Citrus for freshness. Tea notes for softness. Light woods for maturity. Nothing loud, nothing sweet, nothing heavy. These scents feel like freshly pressed clothes and good hygiene. They don't enter the room before you do. They stay within your personal space. This is what you wear to the office, to business meetings, to professional settings where you'll be in close proximity to others for hours. And this is important. You don't want colleagues associating you with a strong fragrance. You want them associating you with being put together and pleasant to be around. That's the difference. Some excellent examples of this category are Prada L'Homme, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, Hermès Terre d'Hermès, Creed Silver Mountain Water. These are refined, elegant, and incredibly safe for work environments. Bottom line, subtle is the goal. If anyone notices your fragrance in the office, it should only be when they're standing close to you. The fourth fragrance every man over 40 should own is what I call the summer or vacation scent. This is your heat-proof fragrance, the one designed specifically for extreme warmth, sunlight, and outdoor air. Because here's something many men don't realize. Heat changes everything. A fragrance that smells great in air conditioning can become unbearable in 95-degree weather. This is the scent you wear to beach days, tropical trips, poolside afternoons, and outdoor events in peak summer. It must be light, refreshing, effortless. These fragrances are built with notes that thrive in heat, bright citrus that feels energetic and uplifting, marine notes that feel airy and breezy, hints of coconut that give a relaxed vacation vibe, light florals that soften the composition without making it heavy. These notes don't fight the heat, they work with it. They make you smell cool even when the weather is not. This is what you wear on the hottest summer days, on vacations, at barbecues, at outdoor gatherings, anywhere the sun is strong and the air is warm. Because in these situations, even your fresh daily driver might feel slightly too serious. This category is more relaxed, more playful, more effortless. Some excellent examples of this type of fragrance are Versace Pour Homme, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense, Creed Virgin Island Water, Acqua di Parma Colonia. These fragrances feel like sunshine, clean skin, and ocean air. Bottom line, do not skip this category, because when the temperature rises, your fragrance needs to adapt. The fifth and final fragrance in your wardrobe is not for everyday life. This is your special occasion statement, the fragrance you wear when the moment matters. Black tie events, weddings, milestone celebrations. This is your I'm not messing around scent. These fragrances are bold, sometimes polarizing, always memorable. Because here, you're not trying to be safe, you're trying to leave an impression. These scents are built around deep, commanding notes, tobacco that feels rich and luxurious, oud that feels dark and mysterious, leather that feels strong and masculine, amber that adds warmth and depth. These are not casual notes, these are statement notes. This is not what you wear to work, not what you wear to lunch. This is what you wear when you're dressed at your absolute best and the occasion calls for presence. And here's the important part. You are not trying to please everyone. You are choosing a scent with personality, a fragrance people will either love or never forget. This is what you wear to weddings, galas, formal events, and major celebrations, moments that deserve something special. Some of the best examples in this category: Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, Creed Aventus, Parfums de Marly Layton, Initio Oud for Greatness. These fragrances are powerful, luxurious, and unforgettable. Bottom line, use it sparingly, make it count. Before we finish, you need a few rules, because owning the right fragrances means nothing if you wear them the wrong way. Rule number 1. If people can smell you before they're close to you, you overdid it. Subtle reads confident, loud reads careless. Fragrance should be discovered, not announced. Rule 2. Reapply lightly. One spray is often enough. You go nose-blind to your own scent very quickly. Other people do not, so don't trust your nose after an hour. Trust restraint. Rule 3. Layer intentionally. If your body wash, deodorant, and cologne all smell different, the result is chaos. Pick neutral grooming products or ones that complement your fragrance. Rule 4. Skin develops, fabric lasts. On skin, fragrance projects better and evolves naturally. On clothes, it lasts longer but doesn't develop the same way. Choose intentionally depending on the situation. Rule 5. Never rub the fragrance after spraying. Spray and leave it alone. Rubbing breaks the structure of the scent and changes how it smells. Rule 6. Match the season. Heavy scents suffocate in summer. Light scents disappear in winter. And finally, store your fragrances properly. Cool, dark, away from heat and sunlight. And remember, fragrance does not replace hygiene. Bad breath and body odor cannot be covered up. Now, how do you build this collection without overspending? Simple. Don't buy all 5 at once. Start with your fresh daily driver, then your warm evening scent, then either an office scent or a summer scent depending on your lifestyle. And buy the special occasion fragrance last. You'll wear it the least, so make sure you truly love it. Here's a simple budget guide. Under $100. Versace Pour Homme, Prada La Homme, Dior Sauvage EDT, Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. From $100 to $200, Bleu de Chanel EDP, Dior Homme, Tom Ford Ombre Leather, Acqua di Parma Cologne. Over $200, Creed Aventus, Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, Parfums de Marly Layton, Initio Oud for Greatness. Start affordable. Upgrade as your taste evolves. If you get these 5 fragrance categories right, and you wear them correctly, something powerful happens. You stop guessing. You stop overthinking. You stop wearing the wrong scent at the wrong time, and you start smelling sharp, confident, and appropriate in every situation life throws at you. Because fragrance, when understood, is not random. It's intentional. It matches the season. It matches the setting. It matches the moment. And that's what most men never learn. They wear fragrance, but they don't know how to use it. They don't understand why some days it feels perfect and other days it feels off. Now you do. You know why fresh scents belong to warm days and professional spaces. You know why warm, deep fragrances belong to evenings and cold air. You know why subtlety matters in the office, why heat demands lighter scents, why special occasions deserve something bold and unforgettable. This is no longer about collecting bottles, it's about having the right tools and knowing exactly when to use each one. That's the difference between a man who wears fragrance and a man who wears it with intention. A man who understands presence. A man who understands that how he smells is part of how he's remembered. And when you do this right, people may not always comment on your fragrance, but they will always experience you as put together, refined, and confident. That's the goal.